Hi, my name is Mandy Appleby. Just wanted to share a story with you with regards to law of attraction. A couple of years ago, I went to Turkey for the first time. Been going back ever since. Just love the place. Going on holiday. Went last October. When I was in Turkey, there were quite a few cats that used to come round the hotel. Sorry. Call it a house because it feels like home when I'm there. I've been that many times to the same hotel. Anyway, this one particular day, there was a family of cats. I say family, there was mummy, baby, and daddy. Daddy wasn't exactly the most amiable cat going. He had a bit of a personality disorder, I think, but bearing in mind they don't get fed, and a lot of people don't like cats over in Turkey. This particular place is Marmaris, and chase them away. Anyway, with it being October time, there was less people around, less visitors. The cats were very, very hungry. So this little one, ginger and white it was, kitten, possibly only 7, 8 weeks old, would come over to where we would sit eating. And I used to give it little tidbits off my plate. Anyway, really became sort of accustomed to seeing the kitten around all the time, and my heart went out quite a bit to it. As being a mega cat lover, I've got 4 at home now. So what I did is I went to the shops and bought some tins of tuna. I was feeding the tuna to the kitten and mummy whenever she was around at the side of the hotel away from prying eyes. Somebody spotted me one day because the kitten used to come back quite a lot. It was my friend who goes on holiday there as well. And he said, "Mandy, you shouldn't feed the kitten or any of the cats," he said, "because you'd be lucky if that kitten survives the winter with no food, nobody's interested." And I was heartbroken, as you can imagine, being a mega cat lover. So I carried on feeding the kitten and the mummy whenever she felt safe enough to come by. This kitten was so friendly, used to come sit on my lap, purr like crazy. I decided to call it Lucky, with the law of attraction feeling that if I named it Lucky, it so would be. So when it came to the day that I had to come back to England, I had to say goodbye to Lucky. I was really, really hoping that I didn't see Lucky that day. But meow, 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 and along came little Lucky. The tears just ran down my face. It was hard to look at Lucky, and it was so heartbreaking to think of what the possibility could be for Lucky's future. Anyway, I fed Lucky. I left some tuna with the bar staff at the hotel in hope that they would feed the kitten too. Don't really know what happened. I took quite a few photographs of Lucky. Absolutely beautiful kitten. Wished I could have brought Lucky home. Came home, and I realised I searched on Google for Marmaris, like cat sanctuary. And strange enough, one did come up, and it was a lady, I believe they call her Sheena, and Gina, and she works over there. I think she's from the UK originally, and voluntarily looks after these cats. They get them neutered, spayed. If there's anything wrong with them, they take them to the local vets, and it's all done through charities and people making donations. So I sent her a message on Facebook, because I found her on Facebook, in hope that she would try and get Lucky and do something about it, because she was in Marmaris, not far away from where the hotel was. So I sent her a message and nothing back for absolutely ages. And I just thought, gosh, this is hopeless. And it was a couple of months, and then I received a message back stating that where was Lucky at, and I was hoping, she was really grateful that I'd got in touch with her, and could I get back to her on more of sort of information about Lucky. So I did. I've heard no more since, so I just prayed and hoped things would be okay. Strange as it happens, but this year my cousin actually sent me, I don't know whether it was a link or she liked something on Facebook, and it was about a cat adoption site, Avsalar adoption site on Facebook, and I joined it as a friend. And stories I was reading on there about the cats. One lady, she's German, lives in Turkey, has devoted her life for quite a few years in Turkey, in Avsalar, to feeding these cats. She works daily, going out for 5 to 7 hours a day on her own usually, with God knows how many kilogram bags of cat biscuits and sausages to feed the cats in the area because they're so deprived of food. And apparently it's a very uncat friendly area, shall we say. Some people think it's fun to run them over. Kids think it's fun to kick them. There's a lot of cats, and what they haven't realised is if the cats are neutered, then there won't be more cats. But it's a mindset, and hopefully that it is catching on, and that people will actually realise what this lady's doing. Her name is Manuela. You can find her on Facebook. Is actually helping the community. Anyway, I sort of every night would see the post that she would put up after a day's toil of going out to feed the cats and what incidents had happened. Gosh, there was all sorts going on. Cats had to be rushed to hospital. She didn't have any form of transport, so she used to put them in a bag and take them on the bus if there was anything wrong with them. And there's one particular night that I was watching the antics unfold of her day. I came across a kitten. And this kitten was black and white, tiny, I think younger than Lucky. And it was with, or obviously we decided was its dad, been named since Pablo, and its mum named Dahlia. Now Pablo was the double of this little black and white one. But the black and white kitten was walking with a limp, and when they actually got up close to assess it, the kitten's paw had actually risen about 5 times. It looked really, really in pain. So Manuela picked up the kitten, took it over to the vets, and in the meantime we're all sort of putting messages on underneath what's going on. Oh bless, hope the kitten's well, and universe, please send healing energy over to the kitten. Well, my heart was broken, and I just thought, right, Mandy, adopt this kitten. It cost me quite a bit of money to adopt, because you've got to pay for inoculations, you've got to pay for the neutering, worming, and it gets a chip put inside it, fleed, and the kitten apparently had a really, really bad paw. What made it grow so large was it was full of pus. Obviously an abscess infection had got into the paw, and the cat was in a lot of pain. So what they did is they actually squeezed with, oh, sounds terrible, squeezed the pus out of the paw. The poor little kitten was under anaesthetic, but they said the screams were horrendous. But they managed to get all the pus out of the paw, been through its operations, poor little mate. Anyway, I decided to call her Angel. And Angel was put into quarantine for a fortnight. It's a regular thing. And after a week of being in quarantine, to my delight, somebody actually said they would adopt, the quarantine in the vets, of course, that they would adopt Angel's mum, Dahlia. So, as luck has it, they test them for cat HIV as well, cat AIDS. Dahlia and Angel were okay, so they put them in quarantine together. So in this little cage together, bless them, and Angel just stuck to her mum like glue. So I went out and I bought some cat blankets and some biscuits, and you could only take toys over that were actually without bells, in case they swallowed them, of course, because they weren't constantly monitored whilst they were in the cat room in the vets. Sent it over by airmail with a little bit of, a lot of love that went with it. And after a week it got there. So according to Turkish government, you cannot get a cat back over into this country from Turkey until it's 7 months. So my son thought it was a stupid idea, because we would never end up with a cat as a kitten. It would come as a full-size cat. I knew it was a fantastic idea, because I'd saved this kitten's life. Apparently where Angel, Pablo and Dahlia, her mum and dad, were, it was in a derelict hotel with broken windows, and nobody frequented it. And there were actually cats found there by Manuela that had been poisoned. They were just, she put pictures on Facebook. Gosh, it was awful. Cats were poisoned, laid there with, I don't know, this discharge out of their mouths, and oh, it was so heartbreaking. So basically, I think in time, well, I don't know, I'm presuming for the best that could have possibly happened to Angel, but of course not now. Anyway, 3 weeks ago, or is it possibly 4 now, Luckily, a friend of mine who I met through the Avzala adoption cat site took Angel on board for a fortnight because I was on holiday when Angel was due to come over to the UK. She had to go via aeroplane from Avzala over to, I believe it was Belgium, because they can only fly so far over to Europe. They can't come straight from Turkey to England. Crazy stuff, government ruling again. And then they had to go by Eurotunnel over to somewhere, I think it was to London. And then some ladies collected her and 2 other cats from there. And then this lady from the website, from the Avzala site, who said that she offered to go and pick Angel up for me and keep her for a fortnight as a foster mum. She was very elated to go and do it because she loves cats. I think she's got 7. And she's such a lovely, lovely person. But like I said, never met her before. So I was on holiday in Turkey and we were typing away backwards and forwards about Angel. Anyway, while I was just sort of, I was with Jerry on holiday in Marmaris a couple of weeks ago, like I say, and whilst we were there, I was just sort of having a cigarette over the balcony, and as I looked, I'm just going to stick my power back in because it was out. As I looked over the balcony towards the other side of the apartments, there was a lady washing her grass at the apartments, and she was, I thought, why is she watering the grass? Oh, of course, just you water the grass, blah, de blah. Thought, and what the next thing was, these 2 cats go by, about the size of my Angel now, and one of them was ginger and white, and I swear to goodness, it had the markings of Lucky. So honestly, I was so grateful to the universe that saved Lucky. Never saw the cat again. And it was about the right age, October, November, December, January, February, March, April, May, June, July, 8-9 months. And I was just so pleased to see this cat. I was just so overjoyed with another cat, so obviously not alone, and survived the winter. Anyway, came back over from Turkey, had an absolutely amazing time, that's another story. And my son and I went down to collect Angel. So went down to Crewe in the car, and this tiny little bundle, was hard to believe that from seeing her on a Facebook webpage that she was here in front of me now, looking so healthy and fine and brilliant. Anyway, she survived the journey back in the car, though we turned a few corners and she rolled over in the cat box twice, which she was not fazed at all. Me and my son at first were horrified, oh goodness, and then we just sort of giggled about it. Brought her back home, and she's been here with us ever since, and that was June time, and she seems to be quite settled in. She's not been out yet, but given time, well, she has been out. My middle cat chased her out, but of course I was beside myself thinking that she'd never find her way back. She's in England, she's in this place, she's never been outside before. Anyway, we managed to get her back in, thankfully, so she's staying in now for a few weeks. And you may wonder as well, law of attraction, why I'm bringing that up is because I made a vision board. This is it. It's a bit tatty now, the vision board, but it was all the things that I wanted to do and wanted in my life. Now, as you can see on here, I do have a picture of a kitten. Bearing in mind I've got 4 cats, but this is a kitten. Looks nothing like Angel, but it's just the fact that it was a cat that I wanted. Now, also on this vision board, I went to Dubai. Where are we, over that way? This year, I went there in January. I bought some new perfume. Where are we, over here? In, I think it was November, October last year. I got myself a new phone a year ago. I'm full of energy. Totally loving everything. Last year I went to Serrano with my cousin and friend, and I went microlighting, so I suppose you could say that's a hot air balloon type of effect. What else is on there? Flowers. I make sure I buy myself flowers regularly. I've got life-changing moments. Now I've had absolutely heaps of those, especially, I'm just checking where I'm pointing at, especially in the last 3 months. Amazing life-changing moments. love, got lots of love to give, and there's just so many things on there that I've practically accomplished. So that's my vision board. I recommend that people do a vision board. I mean, I just use sort of cuttings from wherever, wrote things on, and I have it in front of me and I look at it every day. Now this is my next vision board. I've got a bit bigger. Love always on the picture. I want a new house. I'm going to earn loads of money. And also one of my favourite things, if I ever see butterflies, it means that I'm focused, I'm on the right path, and it makes me feel happy because there's nothing better than being on the right wavelength of happiness and love, and that's law of attraction. So there's my flowers again. And this here, I love this. Sometimes the dreams that come true, let me have a look. Sometimes the dreams that come true, sometimes the dreams that come true are the dreams you never even knew that you had. I really like that. Just little things like that make you smile. And I'm always on the computer, especially with work, and I like Facebook and things like that. So what I tend to do is just behind me, I've got just like a little recess in the wall, and I put my vision board up there and I look at it daily. And yeah, that's all I wanted to say really. Just that's my inspiration and love it. Thank you.